Shalom out there and welcome again. Matthew chapter 5 verses 13 and 14. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its flavor, how shall it be seasoned? It is then good for nothing but to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by men. Verses 14. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. I want to share something small here about the salt and the light. The Bible speaks about Jesus talking to the disciples, and it was like a kind of a warning for the disciples to be on their guard, to be in the world, but not of the world. For why? He calls them that you are the salt. Saints, I want you to know out there, we are the salt of the earth. And I want you to know that salt was a very important commodity in the society in those days. It was used as a unit of exchange, and it was used as a preservative, a taste enhancer, a flavor enhancer, a nutrient source. It have 40% sodium and 60% chlorine, and it is also used as a binder or a dyeing or bleaching component. And you need to understand also salt. It is used for the health of the four major organs in the body: the heart, the liver, and the kidney. And it is the salt that balances the fluid and the sodium to maintain fluid level in our body. But in the Bible, the salt is used metaphorically to signify permanence, loyalty, durability, fidelity, usefulness, value, and purification. So you are that important. Imagine you're that important. And you need to know, in olden days, it was used as a unit of exchange. In fact, they say that word salary came from the word sal, or a Latin word sal, which is salt. Salt comes from a Latin word sal. And salary comes from that word salt. It was used as a currency for trade, the barter trade that used to happen in those days. I want you to know, as a saint, we are at a place where the error is rising against the truth, infiltration of the truth by the cunning lies of the enemy. It's a time to influence the society as the true salt here on earth. It is a time when the false teachers in a sheep clothing, many now are at the middle of the infiltrated grace and the grace of God, the true grace of God. And people have come with a different teaching, trying to infiltrate the truth of God. And it is a time as saints to arise and bring the true gospel of Jesus Christ. Here he is asking them, he's telling them that you are the salt. Then he gives it a parallel picture of you are the light. It brings a picture of that we need to spread as a salt. The way the salt spreads in the food, we need to spread here on the earth and bring flavor and taste. Remember, the salt was used for seasoning, for taste, for flavor, bringing flavor. So he says that we need to spread and bring the flavor of Christ on the entire earth. And he gives the picture, the parallel picture of a light. It brings a picture of viewability, and it brings a picture of a city on a hill. And we are not to be hidden. As Christian, we are the light. We are supposed to be seen and bring flavor as the salt and spread out. And number two, he asks, when the salt loses its savor or flavor, it speaks of abandoning and diverting from the gospel due to adulteration. Abandoning or diverting. Right now, many Christians are abandoning Christianity and diverting from the gospel due to adulteration and the infiltration of the lies of the enemy. And number three says, how can it be salty, made salty again? It shows how we've become ineffective disciples due to contamination. You need to understand, when the salt is contaminated with other mineral, it ceases to be effective. It is ineffective. And it shows the picture where, as a disciple or a follower of Christ, When you choose to be infiltrated by the things, the cares of the world, you are ineffective as a disciple. You cannot advance the kingdom of God, for you have been contaminated. And number 4, I want you to understand, this is like a warning. You're being told, be on guard. Be on guard. Otherwise, you will be thrown and be trodden. You have no importance any longer. It is a warning for us too, a generation of now, in our season and in our time. We need to know that we are very important. Like the salt is very important, and it takes the health of the 4 major organs, the 3 major organs in our body, that is the heart, the liver, and the kidney. We need to understand we are that important as saints here on earth. May the Lord help you as you yearn to be viewable and spread all over, and as you yearn not to abandon and divert from the true gospel due to adulteration or infiltration. And even as you yearn not to be ineffective, but to be effective as a disciples, not to be contaminated. Don't allow to be contaminated, and the Lord will bless you. You are the salt, you are the light. You are the salt, you are the light. May the Lord bless you so much. Shalom. Shalom out there, and welcome.